You're watching The Game Masters, how they rose from nothing to control the rules of the world, the brutal, secret, and often dark journeys of those who built empires from absolutely nothing. Sam Walton, the humble beginning of a legend. Sam Walton was born in a small village in Arkansas where scarcity was more than routine. It was a daily sentence. From an early age, he learned that life does not forgive weakness and that dreams are punished with the weight of failure. While other children played carefree, Sam already understood that he would have to fight tooth and nail to escape that fate. The poverty surrounding his childhood was not just financial. It was an invisible oppression that crushed ambitions and devoured hope. That skinny boy, with a shy smile, carried within him a restlessness that did not fit in those forgotten lands. He wanted more, much more, than the world around him had to offer. Little by little, Sam began to see a glimmer of light, local commerce, but it would not be an easy journey. The store owners who controlled the region's economy did not welcome competition. They were powerful and ruthless, ready to crush anyone who threatened their dominance. For Sam, it was a silent war he would have to fight with cunning and courage. What seemed to be merely a battle for survival soon became the foundation of an empire. Every small victory in selling goods was an act of rebellion against a system that left no room for humble dreamers. He did not just want to sell, he wanted to revolutionize. Even when facing challenges that would have crushed most, Sam displayed an almost supernatural resilience. He knew that success was not a matter of luck, but of strategy, sacrifice, and an iron will. And it was precisely this mix that began to shape the path of one of the greatest visionaries in global retail. Behind the brilliance of his future achievements, there was a man who carried the scars of a silent childhood struggle, scars that no one could see, but that forever molded his character, ambition, and destiny. Sam was never content with small victories. He carried within him a flame that burned intensely, a dream that would not let him sleep. He saw beyond empty shelves and the narrow streets of his hometown. He knew the world was bigger and that retail could be reinvented, but no one around him shared this vision. On the contrary, they considered him too much of a dreamer. Each rejection, each closed door was a blow, but also fuel for his determination. He began working in small stores, learning every detail of the business, absorbing everything like a sponge. He did not aim simply to sell, he aimed to understand what people wanted, how they thought, where the giants dominating the market were failing. Sam developed an obsession with efficiency and low prices, a simple formula that at the time was seen as risky, almost suicidal. How can you lower prices and still make a profit? Skeptics would ask. For him, that was the key to winning customers' hearts and achieving the impossible. It was his silent revolution. While most saw commerce as a price war, Sam saw a chance to change lives. He wanted ordinary people to be able to buy more and pay less. An idea that went far beyond profit. It was a mission, a commitment to the community, to economic fairness. Behind this vision, there was also an almost military-level strategy. Sam planned every detail, store locations, inventory, logistics, even the smile that should greet each customer. He knew that success depended on precision, discipline, and a genuine connection with people. Even while facing skepticism from competitors and resistance from the market, Sam stood firm, nurturing his dream and preparing the ground for the storm to come. The man who seemed modest hid a sharp mind and an unbreakable will to change the world, starting with the stores he had walked through since childhood. In 1945, Sam Walton took his first concrete step toward that dream. He opened his own store in Newport, Arkansas. But it was not just any store. It was a symbol of his boldness, a challenge to the traditional market. Difficulties soon appeared, like storms testing the strongest. The building was simple, capital was limited, and competition was fierce. Despite the obstacles, Sam applied his innovative ideas with almost surgical precision. Low prices, impeccable service, and inventory designed to meet real customer needs were his winning cards. He knew that earning the trust of consumers was the only way to survive. And for that, there were no shortcuts, only hard work and relentless persistence. But success did not come without sacrifice. Endless hours, sleepless nights, and the constant fear of failure haunted his days. Many would have given up, crushed by the pressure. But Sam saw each challenge as a test, proof that his vision was greater than the difficulties ahead. The store began to gain traction, attracting loyal customers who saw it as more than a place to shop. They saw it as a promise of opportunity. It was the beginning of something bigger, a small spark that would soon become a flame. However, Sam knew he was still far from achieving his dream. With the experience he had gained, he realized that to truly transform retail, he needed to grow, but in a different way. He didn't want scattered stores without control. He wanted to create a system that operated like a well-oiled machine. This insight would prove crucial for the future. The man who had started with a modest store was already showing the traits of the empire he would one day build: strategic vision, courage to take risks, and an unshakable conviction that he could, and should, change the game forever. Sam Walton didn't just want to open stores. He wanted to revolutionize retail. To do so, he developed an innovative management system that integrated inventory, logistics, and customer service. Something practically unheard of at the time for small and medium-sized retail chains. This system became the engine that would make his dream move faster and farther. He understood that the key to success wasn't just lowering prices. It was about controlling every step of the process with military precision. Every item on the shelves, every supplier, every employee was part of a chain that needed to run like a Swiss watch. This obsession with efficiency became a trademark of his operations. Even when facing resistance from competitors and skepticism from the market, Sam bet everything on this structure. He knew that a scalable, efficient model would be his weapon to grow without losing quality or focus on the customer. It was the antidote to the chaos and disorganization that so often ruined other expansion attempts. Beyond that, he valued the role of employees, understanding that they were the true ambassadors of the brand. He invested in training, motivation, and even profit sharing, creating a culture of ownership that strengthened the business from within. To Sam, human capital was as valuable as financial capital. This system allowed his stores to remain competitive even in small towns where competitors couldn't adapt. The combination of low prices, smart inventory, and close customer service was a winning formula that was starting to revolutionize the market. Sam knew he was building something bigger than himself. Every adjustment, every innovation in the system paved the way for an empire that would forever change the way people shopped, making consumption more accessible and efficient. With the system fine-tuned and the formula proven, Sam Walton began a rapid expansion, opening stores in strategic locations, especially in small and medium-sized towns that had been neglected by the large retailers. He saw potential where no one else did, betting on the common consumer as the protagonist of the revolution. But growing too fast brought unexpected challenges. Complex logistics, the need to keep prices low, and the pressure to maintain quality formed a delicate equation. Every new store was a risk, a gamble that could either cement his empire or bring it crashing down in an instant. Sam faced tense moments when razor-thin margins threatened the business's survival. Investors were skeptical, and competitors attacked with aggressive strategies. But his response was simple: work harder, refine processes, and never give up. To him, every crisis was a disguised opportunity. Additionally, the competition began to copy his model, trying to imitate the formula Sam had created. This increased the pressure to innovate even further and differentiate his stores. He knew that to win, it wasn't enough to be cheap. He had to be better in every aspect. Sam also faced personal challenges during this phase. The weight of responsibility on his shoulders grew heavier, and balancing personal and professional life seemed increasingly difficult. But his obsession with success kept him focused, driven by a vision larger than himself. This phase was decisive in laying the foundation for what would become the largest retail empire in the world. Sam Walton wasn't just building a chain of stores. He was shaping a new era of commerce. Sam Walton had a golden rule: the customer always came first. It wasn't just an empty slogan. It was a philosophy that guided every decision, every strategy, every action inside his stores. He knew that earning customer loyalty was the key to the longevity of his empire. In every meeting, Sam repeated that customers didn't just want low prices. They wanted respect, attention, and a shopping experience that was simple and efficient. He trained his employees to listen to customers, understand their needs, and surprise them with a level of service that the retail giants ignored. This obsession with the customer not only attracted buyers, it created a community around his stores. People felt like they were part of something bigger, part of a movement that transformed access to essential goods and consumer dreams. Even in the face of financial difficulties and market challenges, Sam never abandoned this priority. He believed that success was a natural consequence of putting the customer at the center of everything. And this mindset made all the difference in building a respected and beloved brand. This dedication was one of the pillars that supported aggressive expansion and ensured customer loyalty, even when the competition tried to destabilize his empire. Sam knew that to win the retail war, you had to win people's hearts. In the end, this philosophy proved not just a business strategy, but a human legacy, one that transformed Sam Walton from a simple businessman into a global retail icon. Sam Walton always had a futuristic vision for the role of technology in retail. While many still viewed computers and automated systems as unnecessary costs, he saw them as essential tools to scale his business with efficiency and tight control. He was one of the first to implement automated inventory control systems, integrating real-time sales data to optimize orders and avoid waste. This innovation gave his stores a huge competitive edge, reducing costs and improving product availability. In addition, Sam invested in software that streamlined communication between the stores and headquarters, speeding up decision-making and allowing for quick responses to market changes. This agility was crucial to maintaining consistency and quality during the rapid expansion. Even when technology still seemed distant and complicated for traditional retail, he invested heavily, understanding that the future belonged to those who mastered these tools. This differentiated mindset put him ahead of the competition. His bet on technological innovation wasn't just about modernization. It was about survival. Technology became the backbone of the Walmart empire, allowing the network to operate with near-industrial efficiency. This forward-thinking and bold vision helped Sam Walton transform a simple chain of stores into a global giant, forever changing the history of commerce. Sam Walton believed that no one reached the top without effort and dedication. To him, success was the result of hard work, perseverance, and merit. And this philosophy permeated the entire culture of the company he built. He didn't tolerate complacency or laziness. He valued those who strive to make a difference. He created an environment where every employee could grow and be recognized for their performance, regardless of their position. Sam implemented bonus systems and profit-sharing programs, aligning everyone's interests with the company's success. It was a way to foster commitment and a sense of ownership. Additionally, Sam was known for his simple and approachable style, avoiding the distance that many executives placed between themselves and their teams. He personally visited stores, spoke with employees, and listened to their opinions, showing that he valued each one as a key piece of the puzzle. This culture of meritocracy and closeness created a powerful driving force, one capable of propelling the company to unimaginable heights. People felt part of something greater and were willing to give their best to maintain success. Even during explosive growth, Sam never lost that connection to his roots, always remembering that collective effort was the true foundation of the Walmart empire. As Walmart grew, Sam Walton faced the wrath of retail giants who weren't willing to surrender their territory so easily. There were powerful interests against him, from traditional competitors to suppliers wary of his aggressive low-price model. Sam fought tough battles, including price wars, boycotts, and even personal attacks on his reputation. But instead of retreating, he used these adversities as fuel to push forward. His strategy was simple: always offer more value to customers, even if that meant smaller margins or greater risks. Consolidating the Walmart empire wasn't a smooth journey. It required courage to stay the course, even when the numbers looked unfavorable and critics predicted imminent failure. Sam had unshakable faith in the power of his vision and a strategic patience to wait for the right moment. This period of struggle shaped both the company's and its founder's character, reinforcing the image of a resilient, tireless, and focused leader. Every victory was celebrated. But Sam knew that the final battle was far from over. Deep down, Sam Walton wasn't just building a chain of stores. He was building a legacy that would transform global commerce forever. If Sam's story inspired you, and you believe that hard work and vision can reshape the world, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share this video with someone who needs a dose of determination today. Join us to uncover the stories behind the greatest legends. And remember that no obstacle is too great for those who dare to reinvent the rules of the game.